Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Natural Ruckus and today's episode of Dreams of the Brave.
Thus, the mood for the session has been set.
I'm sorry, I'm sleepy.
Mhm.
Well, it is Dreams of the Brave.
Yeah. So last time we did some things. Before that we did more things, and today we are going to do even more things. So be ready. And David, David, why don't you take over?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I like the broad strokes painted, but in a bit more specific fashion. Last time, the group kind of took shelter in an old fire station and did some work on the fire truck. Installed one of the machine guns that they had found at sort of this secret government lab built inside of a mining facility, and uh, it's made a turret, made a mount for it, and other than that, it was mostly just a lot of some much needed getting to know each other time and smoothing things over time and stuff like that because they've been pretty busy for not really knowing each other very well. The group kind of got put together by those in charge, and then have found some more people along the way. And yeah, we pick up after the group had kind of talked about their next step and what they want to do, and what they want to do is see if they can go after these Stormchasers airship. The plan right now is to see if they can get one of the scouts alone and capture them. They've seen the scouts kind of hanging off the sides of buildings before and things like that. And yeah, they've discussed how to do that and are about they're going to sleep and head out the next day to do that. So we pick up there. No, I don't want to roll because I don't want anything to happen. Nothing happens in the during the long rest. Um, does anyone want to describe a dream that they have? Got
So brave. So
Simon. All right. So yeah, Simon, hit me with a dream.
Okay. It's Simon in a hot air balloon, and he's standing next to someone who's a silhouette. And every time they try to talk, it does that Charlie Brown kind of thing. And he keeps trying to decipher what they're saying. And every time he stops looking at them and looks around, because again, we're in a hot air balloon, there's a big storm coming towards the hot air balloon where it's anchored or tethered, but no sound, just like watching a video roll in on mute. And right as he's leaning in and getting ready to grab the silhouette and shake it, lightning, and then he wakes up.
Okay. Yeah. Good dream, appropriate to kind of what Simon has been going through as of late. So yeah, DM inspiration. Yeah, everyone wakes up. Long rests are successful. Um, kind of have fast forwarded through a few days here, so let
Yeah, I
me
think.
look.
Yeah, we sort of arrived afternoon-ish on the day. We spent a night. We did a full day here and then another night.
So, starting early in the morning, probably before the last watch ended, some thunderstorms have moved into the area.
Nicely done.
And yeah, what time is it? It's kind of just turned into rain at the moment. Temperature is it's pretty nice outside. It's the low 60s Fahrenheit. So we're talking in the
Pleasant. Mid-teens, I believe.
yeah, mid-teens for Celsius.
I like mid-teen in Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a joke.
Are you sure you want that on the internet?
No.
Sometimes the need to be funny does not outweigh the need to,
It's a double-edged sword.
Fuck off.
All right. So yeah, it's the rain's mostly cleared up, but it's still kind of drizzling outside. What's your visibility? At this point, it's also kind of foggy out.
Cool.
So rain and fog. Humidity's at about 96%.
I hate it.
Gerty's hair goes.
Oh, it's like standing in somebody's mouth.
Oh, of all the ways to describe
why are
it.
you like this, Alex?
Hot.
Why are you like this, friend? Who hurt you?
Oh.
I'm wearing plate armor. Fuck. Gross.
I'm wearing layers, okay?
Mac likes the heat.
Wearing my
Riz
chain.
is once again being smug about wearing a crop top and harem pants with basically a long sleeveless cardigan over the top.
Technically, I've drawn it as like crop top plate armor because I'm me. I didn't want to draw plate armor.
But yeah, the winds have kind of died down since the thunderstorm moved in. So everyone is awake, eating some breakfast, drinking some coffee, I assume, now that everyone knows about Gerty's thermos of infinite coffee.
Yeah, I pour it with my robot hand.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that.
She attuned
true.
to the gauntlet from the dwarven armor.
Yeah.
Nairi.
If you
Had
were
that
not there for
drill in
that.
her hand,
Nobody noticed, right?
No one noticed during the night.
Because she chose to
People
pass
the
out,
next
and
day.
then Riz noticed first thing in the morning, and then we all noticed like first thing in the morning. So
Riz goes, "What's that?" And we all huddle up. Like, what is
yes.
that?
Yeah,
Yes.
right after the talk about telling other people stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was very, very apt and very Gerty. Are there any windows that we see this weather at, like from, because we're sort of in like the up in the station, the section above the fire pole down to the garage? Are there windows out that we can see this weather?
Yes. Yeah, that's kind of where you assume the firefighters would have slept. So yeah, there's some windows outside.
Well, that visibility is all kinds of shit.
That's good for us.
We're in a abandoned firehouse, so an old fire station. So our fire truck is like parked underneath, and we're in the room with like the pole down. We did a full sweep of everything. So yeah, Nairi wasn't here for our last session. So
There is a big metal pole you can touch and ride up and down.
Yep, no, we went over.
I don't think you can write it up, Tom.
That's
Not
Quitters'
with
fault,
that
Sarah.
I mean, climb. You can climb it.
Listen, we already established Mac wasn't that keen on poles.
No, Mac was the first one to ride the pole, if I remember last session correctly.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
there,
a
and
little-
even I know this.
You people are
little
terrible.
It's quite a polarizing piece of furniture.
Oh my,
You
okay.
only
Anyway,
just realized this.
But yes, that's where we are now, because it was somewhere we could secure. We checked everything else, and we and the truck are fine. We had the space to do the additions to the truck. So that's where we are. We said we hadn't decided where we were going to go exactly, but we just know we need to go somewhere where there are tall buildings, because that's where the scouts tend to hang out.
All right, so let me put you back on the city grid. Okay, so the tall building, like the areas of like kind of dense, where they just really, really built up, are the areas I've kind of marked with skyscrapers.
Sounds logical.
David, is there roof access on the firehouse?
Yeah.
Steinman will go up to the roof and start looking to see where the storm is blowing in from, blowing into, if you know what I'm saying, trying to track direction, and then see if there's any tall buildings he happens to know about already that might be in that path.
Okay. So the wind it's kind of moving in from the northwest, so it's pushing it mostly east, but it's pushing it a little bit south. So
where are we?
east by southeast.
Yeah, I got your heading, and that's great. Where are we on the grid?
You were on this fire truck. Whoops, that's not the ping.
Yeah.
Right here.
There. Okay. Do I think it's moving more like this or more like this?
So it's a pretty large storm. You see a lot of lightning in the distance and whatnot. So it's moving a little bit more. Where's my? Get back to it. It's moving a little bit more like this, but it's pretty big. So it's at least gonna hit this little area down here. It might
Okay.
hit this area down here.
So this is our best bet over here. Okay.
And
Simon.
you guys have already kind of driven through that area. Or not through that area, but you've driven near it enough that with your mapping and stuff that you've done so far, you could maybe, if you really pushed it, make it there by tonight.
Sorry, you go.
Simon's just gonna come back down with all the information in his map and stuff, kind of ready to share out what he's thought up.
Yeah, I just want to ask Lay. Hey Lay, how fast do you reckon that storm's moving? And you're like naturally inclined, right? Can you like do some of your druid? Tiny weather, look at the clouds.
Well, I mean, it tells me the
Look at
weather
three.
we're gonna be having in the area for the next day, but it doesn't tell me more than that.
Could you look at
I can
it?
take a look. Yep,
Yeah, like judge like wind speed.
All right.
Oh, no. Thank you.
Elias will.
Remembering that Elias has fallen through or off high things, I go up with them. I do not say that's why I'm going up with them, because group unity and Riz is trying.
Bless.
All right. Okay, so roll me a nature check.
Can I? I'm not proficient, so I can't help, right?
Aren't you natural in that?
Yeah, no, this is a little bit more complicated than like something you would have just picked up if you weren't proficient or didn't have good reason to have picked it up.
Nature, not survival?
That's a good argument. I would allow survival as well. If
Thank
people are
you.
proficient in survival,
Thank you.
they could provide advantage.
And I would assume that you guys, Riz and Lay, are probably coming up as Simon's coming down, so he'll just kind of like fold in and follow you guys instead.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Alright, rolling. Why?
What do I need to get to render help?
Yeah, I would have helped too because I'm proficient in survival.
Oh, no, you don't have to do anything. You just
Oh,
you just use the help action, and they have advantage.
Reroll.
I need it, and I'm gonna use a different die for this. Natural 20! Hey!
Hey!
Oh,
Okay.
that's gonna be a 32.
Yeah.
I just love Mel's clapping of hands as he disappears briefly off camera.
That
It
took
was
my
said with
2 to a 20.
Mel!
I don't know affection.
You will.
Affection knows
Alex's
you.
immediate reaction.
The looking at the forecast, or not looking at or well, maybe Druidcraft get a little forecast going on, and looking at the wind speeds and everything. There's not a lot of wind, with the extreme amount of humidity that's moved in with it, and the temperatures that you're looking at for the next few days. This weather's not going anywhere. It's moving pretty slowly, and you expect it to kind of continue like this for the next at least day, maybe two.
Okay. And it's really hard to discern which way it's going.
No, it's
Or
it's moving east by southeast.
okay.
So.
Well, give it a day or two, and it should clear from here. But for now, it's still around.
It's more like I was thinking about what might come with the storm, but and then Simon's there with the map pointing like. So day to get to where we need to be. Storm's going to be with us the whole time.
Yeah, we should have it for a bit when we're there.
That's-
So
heavily cloudy, 80% chance of rain, and that's been your weather at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Does he do that? Actually, do that?
Yes.
Then Riz looks at
Simon
him.
actually says that out loud in that tone of voice and doesn't seem to process that he just did that.
I look at Lay. Did you,
yeah.
Simon? You all right?
Hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you ain't wrong. I was gonna say, can I roll like an insight check just to try and suss out what that was, or would that not be insight?
Insight's as good as anything else for what you just saw. So.
Performance
David.
animal handling something, man.
Thank you, David. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I was looking at it just like Riz is like the only thing they can think of. Just like, what did I just hear? Also, like, there is a was he just fucking with me kind of a thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. No, that's only like a 12. So.
All right. Yeah, you're not. If it's a joke, he's doing it pretty deadpan. You're.
That doesn't track.
Yeah.
Well, deadpan tracks. Making jokes less so. Hey, Simon, stay hydrated, yeah?
He pulls his canteen and just starts kind of chugging.
Okay, let's get everyone together, Lay, and you and I can. Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
what? Alright.
As we sort of come down from the roof access with Simon and Lay and Riz just looking just like really fucking baffled.
And,
Fuck.
Did
and
you see a very funny ghost? I'm confused.
Simon just kind of shrugs and goes, started acting weird.
Oh,
Alex, I love you so much. Holy shit.
fucking fantastic.
So, bad weather for a couple of days, but we should be able to get over to where we saw those scouts by the end of today. So we might be able to do the plan.
With the weather
should get-
following us, it should be around long enough for us to do that.
Yeah. So
What
best get
was-
moving.
what
What's
is
up,
the weather
Marius?
going to be like?
Like shit.
Like this.
Like
For a while.
Right. Okay.
Helpful. Let's get in the
No,
truck,
like-
Max.
like stormy. Like humid and stormy.
Do you know
Bad.
about
I
when
do.
it might start storming?
Why?
When would it maybe start storming?
it's going to be on and off for at least the next, day.
Okay. Yeah, I convey that.
Cool.
Okay, should we get going then?
You okay there, Marius?
What? Yeah, I'm fine.
Inside check!
Also,
Go ahead. Yeah.
Also, I need my... What the fuck is it?
You looked either so proud or so disappointed, Mel. I couldn't tell.
You will never know. My
14.
personal bluff skill is also very high.
Yeah, I want to roll insight on Mel.
21!
You're the only one rolling?
No, Simon is. Too.
I said 14.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't hear. Okay.
No, me
Sorry.
neither.
Okay, so are you trying to? Is this like something you're actively trying to suppress, Marius, or is this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 19, so
Yes!
it's just on the die. I don't have a bonus. I don't have a
No.
23 bonus for this character. Weird.
Mm-mm.
Go figure.
So yeah, Simon, kind of hard to read. Yeah. What does a Gerty get?
21.
Yeah.
So he's not fine. he's generally kind of super chill, and he looks a little nervous, like kind of weirdly so.
So yeah, Gertie, you're seeing some subconscious signs of nerves that I would say you can tell Marius is purposely trying to keep under control. But you're kind of picking up on them anyways.
David, I had an inventory item question for you. I sent you in DMs.
Oh, thank you.
It's kind of weirdly dark in my room. I don't know.
Is someone summoning a demon anywhere nearby?
Or
That's
Thundercloud.
me, thank you very much. Jeez.
Well, then why are you surprised? These are the signs of your coming.
Not on camera, Twitch.
Twitch has guidelines about this.
The
Yeah,
world
you can't
grows
do that on
dark.
Twitch.
I mean,
If
the
you
world
can't-
just grew a bit brighter.
If you can't show nipples, you certainly can't do that.
High or low, Alex?
Hi, it's the eyes.
Okay.
Cool. I have answered my inventory question, and am sorry to have derailed us all.
No
I
worries.
go over to Marius and offer him more coffee.
Oh, hey, thanks.
And I stayed there just watching him drink it. for a bit.
I
D-
was about to say you can actually be very nice, but this is getting a little weird now.
You didn't describe how you looked, so I just had this mental image of Gertie just being like,
Yeah,
while he's
Yes.
drinking coffee.
It's like, good, right? Yes? Cool. Good, good.
Yeah, like, are you about to judge me for drinking your coffee, or are you going to, like, I don't know, try to incept me?
Good. Good. And I walk away.
I don't know what to make of that. I don't.
Okay, yeah, it's great coffee, but come on, guys, let's get in the truck. We got places to be.
Yeah, we all pile in the truck.
Yep.
I make sure to get a seat next to Marius.
Only 3 can go in the cab, right? Driver and 2 more, plus the Dalmatian seat, which is Larry's seat. Is that correct, David? 3 in the cab.
Mhm.
So Marius, Simon, Mac in the cab with Larry.
I was always at
The
the top
Dalmatian seat.
to do the survival checks. If anyone wants to help me, come sit next to me.
You want to take it, Gertie? Are you good at you? Can you do survival?
No.
Okay, well then, I will.
Simon?
No, Simon's going to be in the cab. I've got a map though, so I can be with Elias. Like,
Okay.
get rigged with the
Ow.
the tether system that we've got. The keep the turret on the ladder down for now because we don't need it extended up.
Okay.
Just
I would
like-
also like to point out, and Simon will kind of, you guys can call me when you need help with maps. Alex now, I really want a chance for Simon to crawl all over a moving vehicle.
Very good.
Well, we've got Lay on top usually yelling down at us through the sunroof. So
Yeah.
if Simon went up on top with Lay, Simon could help Lay navigate if Gertie wasn't. I didn't catch that. And they could both yell at us, and Marius could talk to Simon through the sunroof, or Simon could talk to Marius. I don't remember who's talking to who.
Yeah, that works.
And that way it's me, Marius, and Larry in the front, and we don't have 4 of us and 1 in a Dalmatian seat.
Okay, so that works.
That'll work.
So Gertie, do you want like the water gun seat?
She's usually our gunner, aren't you, Gertie?
Yep.
Well, she's on the water gun seat, and Riz tends to be like lookout on the ladder that goes up, which where we now have the machine gun. So
Nice.
Is there
If you
like a
didn't take-
basket up top or no?
yeah, that's where
Mhm.
I would
Okay.
be because the water gun thing is separate and
Yeah.
it's like which tends to be where Gertie's been. But we have tethers for all of the people on top of the truck because we purposely built those after Lay and Riz went "Phoot," that time.
Yes. So we roll around with an active water cannon and an active machine gun. This is fucking awesome, you guys.
Okay, so give me survival with advantage.
Do you want to roll?
What's your bonus? Mine's like a 7.
Mine's the same. You go the same.
Okay, great. We can just alternate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry. That's a 17.
Okay, yeah. With the map, it's DC's a little bit lower than it would have been otherwise. So yeah, you where is the tab I need? Okay. Yeah, so closing in on sundown, you find yourselves approaching kind of the edge of these this more densely, what would have been more densely populated, very built up region of the city. Yeah. We looking for a place to stay on the outside here, or are we?
As we approach the city, depending on where exactly we're gonna go, I might cast Pass Without a Trace if folks think it's necessary. Because again, I don't know the full details of what we're gonna do once we get here. So, if you guys want, I could do that. If we don't need it, I won't waste it.
Does it work in vehicles?
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll
'Cause
just
it-
make the vehicle quieter.
'Cause
Well,
it's-
goddamn.
Because Lay doesn't have to move past without a trace consciously. It's just a 30-foot sphere, a 30-foot radius around them,
Yeah.
so it can move with us. I think that
It'll
was-
slightly dim the sound. It'll slightly obscure the car with the mists and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have a +10 to the stealth on it. I would say with just the size of the vehicle and the noise of it, it would still be at disadvantage. You would just have a +10.
Sweet.
Okay.
Very reasonable.
So yeah, if we're gonna be going into the city and we want to be quiet about it, so we're not seen by the scout, then I can do that.
Sounds smart.
Okay. Pass it out,
Probably
Trace.
will be best to ditch the truck
Park up.
like mid-city once we start hitting where skyscrapers are, and then start
Okay.
moving on foot or through other means because they're gonna come after the truck as soon as they see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't got our bait truck ready yet. so-
How much time would it take for us to get into the middle of the city? Because I can keep it up for an hour.
It takes a while to move through these sort of dense areas. There's a lot more traffic, or like rundown, broken down cars on the streets. Kind of because that it was already more difficult to move around, it also means that it's a little bit more overgrown than other things. The construction crews had harder times getting out here and maneuvering around. So, yeah, this is a pretty difficult area to navigate with a vehicle. At least a land vehicle.
How much in terms of like mileage distance are we looking at to get to the highest of the skyscrapers, David?
Mm,
5 miles, 10 miles less, more?
probably, yeah, somewhere in there, 5 to 10 miles.
Okay, so 5 miles by foot, obviously, which would be quicker, but it's already getting to sundown now. So I suggest we maybe find somewhere to park up, because, like Alex Simon says, we don't want to take it any further in if we can help it. We have enough resources amongst ourselves to keep ourselves safe.
Okay. So should
perception
I?
check, looking for a parking garage or something like that.
Then should I do pass without a trace on the car, or wait until we're out of it and then do it on us?
Do it on the car so that nobody notices us before we notice them, because we don't want to
Okay.
park it and then walk off and come back and it got stolen because we just drove in loud.
Okay, so stealthily taking the car somewhere. Are you looking for a place that you will also sleep? Or are you just hiding the car and then traveling through the city at night while it's raining on foot?
We definitely need to park. If it's somewhere we could sleep as well, it might be better to do that rather than travel at night.
Maybe a gas station?
Maybe. David,
Mm-hmm.
do I know what that map marker is? Or just
So you have a strong feeling about it. You could try and remember.
That was a weird, ominous way to put that.
I am going to try to remember. What would you like me to do?
Intelligence or wisdom?
Intelligence.
All right.
Am I proficient in intelligence having?
For just give me the straight roll. I just want to see what the straight roll is.
I rolled a 6 on the die. I have an inspiration though. So
If you want, yeah.
Yeah, I
Well, I
think
mean,
I'm
you do
gonna-
get to add your intelligence as well, but yeah, no proficiency right now.
Nat 20 plus 3 plus 5, 28.
Okay.
Yes.
Dang.
Yeah. So, you have memories of a nightclub that was fairly active that you would go to. Frequently, you worked there a lot.
Would it do well enough as a place to stay, or
It would take you a long time to get there from where you currently are.
all right, all right. Well,
But if you wanted to set that up as a base moving forward, potentially.
okay. We do a lot of gas stations. Can we aim for something that's either higher off the ground or doesn't have as many windows on the ground floor?
Sound smart.
Okay. So how concealed do you want it to be? You're moving into, dense city here, so there's not a lot of parking lots. There's garages semi-frequently. There's definitely a lot of covered parking garages.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like the most important thing we need to conceal from is view from above. And then we can always jerry rig stuff on the sides. Like a parking garage would be great, but something that's big enough for a fire truck might be slightly trickier to find. But
Is it?
anywhere that's got the height, like to stop that top down view, is going to be what we need first and foremost.
Start to find a place with clearance, David.
Okay. Then yeah, you can roll me investigate or survival. Group's choice. Someone with advantage.
I can do a survival with advantage if somebody wants, or one of the.
I have +10 to investigation.
I will help
Woohoo!
Gertie do that from like
Hey.
the top positions on top of the truck while
Uh-huh.
while Lay and Simon concentrate on navigation
Yeah.
and like getting us through the space.
That is a 22.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, did you say advantage? You said advantage, right?
Yes.
Advantage.
Yeah.
That is 24.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. What are you looking for? You find you can kind of find what you want with that. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be mostly what you want.
I feel like maybe like an underground parking thing
That would be
with
best.
with clearance to get the truck down.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless anyone severely objects to the thought of a slightly underground thing. But literally, I was thinking sky rises, they tend to have those, but slightly below street level
Yeah.
parking
Yeah.
stuff.
All right. So yeah, you get that. Is it underneath a building? Is it just a parking garage?
Underneath the building.
Underneath a building. Okay.
Yeah, like a commercial building, not a
Yes.
Yeah.
residential building.
Yes. The residential probably wouldn't have the clearance for it, but
That tracks, yeah.
all right. So yeah, you find a place. What is the name of this business complex that you've parked under?
I let David play the sprawl for one session and he's liking this whole make the players name things. Good.
Signal light towers.
Signal Light
Ooh.
Towers.
I was
All right.
waiting for
Love
Alex
it.
to come up with something, man.
I like it.
He's
He
good
always-
like that.
at it. Yeah,
Whenever I ask for names, it's always out.
yeah, he's good at it. I was blanking. I was trying so hard.
I was thinking of a pun.
Of
you were.
course. I also was partially expecting that.
You said Signal Light Towers?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, you guys mark it on your maps. If someone would give me, someone's proficient with cartography?
Simon.
Yeah, if you'll give me a cartography check.
Okay, that's only a 6 on the die, but I have expertise with all the tools I have, and I have those tools, so that comes out to a +9, 15.
Okay, good enough.
Yeah.
You find it on the map. It's marked accurately.
I will copy Simon's notation onto my map,
Okay.
as that tends to be how this is going. So, also, it's not going to hurt to have 2 maps in a party.
Yeah, yeah.
Redundancy is a great idea in the apocalypse.
Mhm.
So just give me a dex check with proficiency. Yeah.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
For,
I
yeah.
think that was me for copying.
Mhm.
That's a 19.
Cool. Yeah, it is. It is
Nice.
copied pretty exactly.
I will
Yeah.
offer Simon a little fist bump. Yes.
So are you moving up into Signal Light Towers, or are you sleeping in the parking garage?
What is in the parking?
I was gonna say we should do a little recon of like maybe the ground floor and the parking garage before we decide on that.
Agreed.
Do you want me to roll another investigation?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation.
It also, while Gertie is doing this, we do need to find a bait vehicle.
Can I have
So if there's
advantage
anything
from
else parked here, then that we could maybe use.
someone help me?
I think.
I got survival, brother.
Yeah, I would have
You're the-
probably had to have been declared before. Realistically,
You're the only one with investigation proficiency, Tom.
Well,
12. Okay, so
ooh, wait, I'm gonna use my damn inspiration the other time. That is 27.
okay.
You sound so
See, that's what
begrudging.
they're for.
Nay, real quick.
If it takes us more than an hour to get here, I will recast Pass Without a Trace.
No, the investigate was pretty good. I'll say it took you pretty much the whole hour.
Okay.
You got in here. You're pretty confident with where you parked, and now you guys are getting out, kind of figuring stuff out, and Gertie is kind of going around to figure out what's going on. Jade.
If we're just last thing, if we are pushing on to the next hour, I will recast it so that we're quiet until we settle in. So,
Are you
that's
sure?
what
Because
I'm
that's
doing.
focused around you and people are wandering around, so they won't get the benefit.
Yep.
Bear that just to bear in mind.
I'll keep it with the folks staying with the truck so that we're quiet while we do this, because Gertie is quiet enough.
I am, and
Okay.
everyone has disadvantage at.
So Jade.
I wanted to ask, as we enter the parking garage from like the vantage point and knowing my sort of abilities with mechanics, can I see if there's any kind of shutter to pull down after us on this underground parking lot?
Give me a perception.
What is my perception modifier? There it is.
Wait, perception?
That's me.
Can I
22.
help? Wait.
22.
Wait.
You can. If
Can I help?
I mean, Gertie is on the
Oh.
roof too.
But if
Simon has perception and would help.
Yeah.
if you
okay.
made it known what you were looking for before you went into the garage,
Yeah.
someone could provide it.
I did. Yeah. Just like that's a 22.
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, no, that's gonna. It does. Before we get too hung up on 22 is good enough. Yeah. It does have shutter. It looks like it is mechanical. Like it's not pull down. You'd have to find
Okay.
how it's lowered, or maybe break the mechanism or something.
I will knock on the roof of the fire truck a couple of times to get it to stop, and I'll be like, "Hey, Simon or Mac, can we see about getting this door shut behind us?"
How's that the door?
Gertie.
What did I find with my 20?
We've kind of backtracked just a little
Ah,
bit.
okay.
Sorry.
This was all the way in.
Yeah. Okay, so people are trying to get this door shut.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to need an investigate to start us off.
Are you sure? Can anybody come take a look at this for me? I don't know where to pull.
If
I
this
have
is
I have a
before
+3.
Yeah, I was gonna say if this is before Gerty's, if
Mhm.
we've gone back in time slightly, can Gerty help with finding what we need? Because this is like a team effort to shut the door behind us as we come in. If not, that's fine. I just wanted to
Yeah.
ask.
Gerty can help if she wants.
How can I help?
We're trying to find out how to shut the door or the shutter on this parking garage.
You see it up in there, right? But there's no handles, there's no nothing. You just see the little cracks around it.
Yeah.
So you're trying to find how you lower it down.
Yeah. So it's investigation. Like
Okay.
Gertie's good with doors and locks. This is like totally her wheelhouse.
25.
Okay. So you spend a little bit of time and it's not overly hard to find. It is from the outside. On the way in, there's that little divider with the booth that looks like at some point in time someone might have sat in there. And yeah, there's a control panel on there, and there's a key,
Wow.
or a slot where a key would go, anyways.
I really.
Between like Tinker's tools and Thieves' tools in people that are very quick, would it be possible to like, I don't know why I'm doing my out of character in the accent now, but fuck it. Like work out a way to switch the mechanism on? Just, I'm wary of letting somebody a bit slower do it in case the shutter starts coming down and we have to like do the Indiana Jones thing, you know, that famous bardic tale of that dungeon crawling guy with the whip.
All right. So yeah, you could try and hotwire it with engineering, tinkerer's tools, any of those. I work with technology.
I'll take it then if somebody wants to help me. Yep.
I'd help. I seem to be right there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So the truck is firmly in. Everybody else is in. If this slams down super fast. So yeah, we'll try and get the mechanism working. Ooh, that's a 19 on the die plus 7, so 26.
Okay. It takes you a while.
Because it's old?
It's doesn't have power. So you end up using, if Lay is all right with it, some of those dwarven crystals that were sort of capacitors with charge. You're going to have to use those. You're going to have to hotwire and use those to sort of like hold them in to provide power to the.
Oh, like attaching a separate battery for it to run off, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
Can it be extracted?
Yeah, we only need the juice in it long enough to turn it on to shut it, and then we can pull it back out again.
Okay.
Weird battery hoarding behavior. You Rocket Raccoon now.
You can have my battery.
Which tracks? Because I love Rocket Raccoon and I love Lay. So, you know.
Yeah, but do I think that's going to make a whole bunch of fucking noise?
It's going to make some noise.
What if I just stand right there?
Well, Lay sits on top of the sort of control booth in the hope that it quietens the chains. It's good.
So, since the mechanism is entirely internal, It's probably held up to weather fairly well. Dwarven technology, especially, is pretty resilient. So if it was made well, it should work as it was supposed to in the day. Back in its prime, you don't know how noisy it would have been back then, though.
Well, before we plug the capacitor in, then, if Mac raises that thought, like, is it worth it doing? Make the why, Mac, Simon,
I
you here?
mean-
Like, is it worth having the extra security if on the off chance it makes noise?
Is that the only way in or out?
We haven't looked upstairs, but this is
Let's
like
look
out
upstairs.
character. It's a below street level parking lot with a building that goes up, so it tracks that there's like access from and up to get into the building.
I think that it. Hmm.
I'd be inclined to say no. There are other ways in and out. We'll make a lot of noise and attract attention if we're here. And a closed door, especially if it's got fresh marks, looks a lot more interesting than one that's open with nothing invisible inside.
That's my. Yeah. That's.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, worst
We
case
might want
scenario,
to.
we now know how to shut it if we need to barricade.
I like it. If we keep watch, we might be able to, in fact, close it in time to help us.
How many of
Hiding-
those capacitors have you got, Play?
I've got 2 large and 5 small.
David, was
Oh,
it just one of the small ones be enough?
Probably would have needed been one of the large ones since it's mechanical components.
Well, if you're happy with it, Lay, how about you keep hold of one, me or Mac gets hold of the other, and then if something kicks off and we need to shut it in a hurry,
You can already have it in your inventory.
yeah, and give it back to you when we leave.
Sure. And I pull out the gigantic battery.
I hold open my bag of holding.
Because it's much larger for you.
Significantly so.
All right. So then, Gerty, you had a 27 on your investigate. All right, yeah. So the parking garage looks like it. You go down one level. Do you park on the first level down? You can keep going down.
No, first level.
You park on the first level. Okay. So you're investigating the garage and then moving to the building itself?
Yep.
Okay. So you go down 2 floors in the garage. So you're now, ground floor -3. And it looks like it keeps going, but it looks like it's flooded.
I do not get closer to.
Okay. The cars in here are in decent shape, better shape than the ones outside. They've been pretty protected from the elements. Again, the humidity gets so high here that doesn't mean just a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But Dwarven engineering was pretty resilient. So yeah, you're none of them are working, but they look much better than the ones outside.
I am going to point that out to Mac, that we might sell some of the parts if they are in good enough condition.
I like it.
I just wanted to clarify who is with Gerty right as she scouts right now, because you had advantage on the investigation check, so somebody helped you do it. I
No,
was wondering who was with
Gerty
you.
didn't have advantage. Used
I
GM.
don't- yeah.
He used
Oh.
inspiration, or she used her inspiration. Sorry.
I
Yeah.
asked if anyone was helping me, and everyone was like,
We
No,
couldn't.
you got this.
can't.
You got this, Gerty. You
but
got
Yeah,
somebody
this.
ain't
could
nobody
be with
got
you in-
investigate, friend.
But somebody could be with you as you scout, even if they can't help you investigate.
That is true.
Somebody quiet and stealthy.
So I just wanted to see, after we talked about and Gertie agreed to the not going off by herself anymore, I just wanted
She
to
goes
check
off by herself.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to not assume the worst about Gertie in
I
this
could
moment.
I could turn into a mouse and hide in your cloak.
That I thought you were staying with everyone else with
Yeah.
Pass Without a Trace.
Yeah.
That's true. I cannot do anything.
Simon has no stealth at
No.
all,
But
but
goes-
he'll go with you.
I actually do. I am very quiet. Surprisingly, full plate.
So there we go. Oh, I thought you were being serious.
So
No,
full
I
plate
am serious.
would be disadvantage.
Nope. It's the cool plate.
Oh,
It's the
cool.
mithril plate.
Mithril full plate.
It's
So
mithril
Mari-
plate and a proficiency. So you know,
So cool. So
Mhm.
Marius is with Gerty while she scouts.
I'm a sneaky cleric.
All right.
With
So
these
trying to
tools.
be sneaky then. Both of y'all give me stealth checks.
Okay.
Everyone
Now
who
don't
tries
fucking
to
die.
perceive me
No.
has disadvantage. And I have advantage.
22. I rolled really well.
21.
Okay. Yeah, you're both very stealthy. Doesn't look like there's a lot of signs of anyone having really spent much time down here recently. You're noticing a lot of dust and things on the top of the cars, not as much on the ground. As it does seem that, the rain does get down in here. And kind of flows over stuff, and you're kind of noticing it now. It seems like it's draining to the bottom levels. Something must be clogging whatever drainage was normally down at the bottom.
I turn to Marius. Do you want to go down there and maybe try to undrain it? I mean, drain it.
Where do you think?
That was a joke. We
Why?
are not going down there.
Good. That's good. I didn't particularly want to go down there. Also, I don't think there's any place for water to go necessarily. I think.
I turn around and go back, or keep investigating stuff.
Okay. So going back, going into the building, you do find the same way you went down. There's, you're in a staircase. Leads you up, and yeah, you get into the lobby of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Before they change floors, I think it'd be a good idea for, like, since we've scouted this place out, maybe all of us to go up the floor, like up to the next level. I'm not saying we all have to like follow 5 feet behind Gerty or anything, but like in case Gerty gets into anything, we're a little closer.
Yeah, let's move maybe the fire truck as close to the stairwell as possible, so it's like away from the entrance where we came in. Park up so it's not immediately visible if somebody walked past like the street entrance, and yeah, everybody go up together.
We should really invest in a large tarp of some kind.
When we are in the
Over our truck.
building, we'll look for a top.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Does
what
Marius know how to make sails? We could get some canvas.
I've sewing supplies.
make
There
it
we go.
top.
We'll
Yeah.
make a top.
Well, that might be a little hardcore, but
We'll be fine.
I don't think we've got like I don't know what they're called. Fuck, the like curtain rings, or the like the things, yeah,
Yeah,
that
the
keeps fabric from
islands.
ripping. Yep.
Islands.
Those things. Spent so much time looking up what they're called in Dutch that I just don't remember what they were in English.
Cool. We have the Simon Marius Future Craft project figured out. Let's head
So
upstairs.
everyone else is going with.
We're all going. We've moved
Okay.
the truck further in, and then we're all going up the staircase.
Has this pushed into the second hour?
Let's see. 3 stories of a parking garage. It's not that much. It was a pretty thorough investigation, but there's not much going on. No, I'd say you probably got about 15 minutes left.
Okay. Just let me know when it runs out so I can decide if we want to cast it again or not.
So is everyone stealthing now?
Yep.
All right, everyone, give me stealth rolls with a +10.
Again.
Natural 20 again.
No, we're not within the range, I don't think,
Oh.
or
No,
are
we're
we?
all going.
Yeah.
Oh.
Breastplate's
all of
heavy
you
enough
are.
that you get disadvantage on stealth,
Yeah, I
right?
think so.
I thought breastplates didn't give
No?
disadvantage.
Let me look.
My PHB is all the way over there.
Yeah, I'm just Googling it.
I'm
to
pretty
maybe
certain
not.
it's the only medium that doesn't get
Yeah.
disadvantage
That's
because I was
why.
looking at this lately with Alex.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Only from medium, only scale mail and half plate give disadvantage.
Yeah, so you're good.
Oh, I needed that.
Matching
23.
stealth scores. Yay.
Oh, I should
I already
probably write
said
mine
that.
down.
Sorry.
I didn't see that. Sorry.
It's 50. It's clearly 50.
Okay.
I was just giving you half at a time.
Yeah. It's being
Wait, did
considered.
we have passable trace?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
32.
pass that a trace.
Jesus.
Oh, dang.
What up?
I rolled a
All
natural
right.
20, which got me 39.
I rolled a
Okay.
19.
I rolled an 8.
I rolled a 7, so
I
I'm
rolled a
over it.
9.
You guys
Even
are
with advantage, Tom?
Yeah.
you guys are pretty stealthy.
Yeah.
Moo.
David
We
just
are
froze.
so stealthy, David disappeared.
We are so stealthy. We turned into
We
Oh,
may
shit,
be about
he
to lose
froze
David.
hard.
I wanted
Yeah.
to smoke anyway, so I'm gonna run now. I'll be back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna have a
Yeah, no.
cigarette. We'll be right back.
Have
The
fun.
overlay may shift if David's dropped.
Hey,
So
This
apologies in
is-
advance, chat, if we get a shift.
this is the wrong Monday stream for cows.
So moo. Are you sure?
So you moo?
Look at our early streams.
Yeah,
Does
go.
somebody want to DM David and let him know?
Just let him DM himself. Hey, yeah, I'll
Yeah, you do it. So I guess while we're waiting, you know, these are the Mondays alternate where we play Dreams of the Brave. Next Monday we're gonna be playing Weavers of Marana. There goes David. Okay, he's back. Never mind.
Hello.
Hello,
Oh,
David.
Welcome back.
hello. My internet dropped.
Yeah, we
Oh,
figured
no.
because you totally froze and then we couldn't hear you anymore.
Guess I need to repair.
Yeah.
Oh, is
It's just you've just got two people in different possession. You got a couple in different places.
Different possessions.
Different possessions. Yeah.
Who's owning who now?
Mm.
ooh.
I've got some ideas, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The Peppers, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, took the opportunity to go smoke.
Got it. Okay, well, let's just do a quick bio break then.
Okay.
Oh, we're
Nari,
done,
do you want to
we're done.
continue with your sales pitch that you were doing? Now that you have a mouthful of food.
Go to
I'm so
Gilmore's
sorry.
Glorious Goods. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. So, yeah, next Monday, excuse me, next Monday, we have Weavers of Marana, which is run by our lovely Tom. And, you know, it's alternating Mondays. So, on Friday, I believe we have nothing this Friday, but next
Nothing.
Friday.
Nothing next.
No,
That's
the
true.
Friday after would be Verity City, which is our campaign of the Sprawl, which I am in the GM chair for, but I'm going to be on holiday in the Czech Republic, visiting
So we
Tom.
won't be playing. Yeah,
So
we
we
won't be
will not
playing
have
until the
a stream.
second.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So, nothing on for Fridays, but Weavers will be happening in Dreams of the Brave the following Friday, and we'll do a shout out when the next Verity City is. But did you want to talk about what will be eventually coming on the alternate Friday, Nairi?
Okay. So yeah. There's a little game being planned behind the screens for the alternate Fridays to Verity City. It is a post-apocalyptic system that is being made currently by me, and it's going to be play tested and hopefully developed and upgraded as we play along. So it's going to be run on the alternate weeks to Verity City on Fridays, the same time as every other game we have. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It should start soon, to be determined. It is currently in planning, so yeah, stay tuned. We will post news on that. We will post on our Twitter and such. So yeah.
Go follow the Twitter at Natural Ruckus and go look at the hashtags of all the games because they're great. Especially Dreams of the Brave. Dreams of the Brave has a lot of random people putting the hashtag in because they think it's about dreams, goals that they're brave for even just thinking about and daring to dream about achieving. It's not. We're just being fuckos in a post-apocalypse wasteland.
And we love each and every tweet.
They're so good.
Go you.
Yeah. Also, just go send in your funny ones. Really, just think of funny dreams. Put them in there. We love seeing weird tweets, but also just regular tweets. If you're watching and enjoying, please use the hashtag because it's great.
Regular tweet.
I don't know why we sound like a speak and spit. That was not. Oh man, I recently figured out how to do it, and then I forgot. It is a thing, yes. That's not the right one. It's inhale, but it's creepy. Anyway, I'm already doing way too many voices nowadays. I'm dying. Send help. Oh, jeez, I thought my window was gonna fall back down.
That would be bad.
Yeah, if windows crash, that would be very bad, yeah. I don't, man. Thunder cannons are a bad idea. Let this be known.
Go get another one.
Yeah. Drink.
You know how like drunk Shakespeare is a thing where like obviously the whole company knows the play, and that every performance they draw lots, and whoever draws a short straw gets rat-assed and is the only member of the company drunk while everybody else is sober. We could do that for D&D if everybody agreed. I mean, it might be a really terrible experiment, but
What now?
By terrible, you mean amazing.
Mel was bemoaning the effect of the thunder cannons. David was encouraging him to drink more, as was Tom. And I was just talking about drunk Shakespeare, which is where a play that everybody knows super well. They draw lots for every performance, and whoever gets the short straw does the performance drunk while the rest of the company is sober.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'd love to go see drunk Shakespeare.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Because it's professional actors, so and it's a play you know inside and out. But like you do take turns on who gets to be the drunk one while the rest of the company is sober, and you just do the play, but with like your Hamlet could be fucking drunk as a skunk, or your Juliet could be drunk as a skunk, or whatever play you're doing. So you know, if people really wanted, we could do, in theory, we could do occasionally under the influence D&D. What is it? A D&DUI. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Don't drive while drunk. Do play
It's Dungeons and Dragons under the influence.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just,
No, I'm just trying to quiet your fear. Nobody's gonna drive. We're gonna roll dice.
I trust you. I just wanted to make that clear on the internet.
Yeah, well, it could be an influence of a substance that is legal in your country.
Yeah.
I'm in the Netherlands. I'm good with a lot of things.
Well, exactly. So it's fine.
All right.
Really hyped up on Tom. We're getting back to D&D. Wake up.
Oh God. Have we lost Tom?
No, he's here.
I'm here.
Okay.
We've lost you. Yep.
Oh, there we go.
I'm doing. You guys did pretty well on the stealth. Yeah, we already know there's no power here, and okay, I looked up my stuff. Okay, so
You said we got up to the lobby. You said we got up to the lobby.
Yeah. So gotten up to the lobby. Give me someone for the group. Give me a perception check. We'll start with
I could do
Like-
it if you want.
Yeah,
I
do
don't
you want to
know
take
who's-
it?
with advantage.
Perception.
I have a 7.
Okay, do you do it?
Ooh, oh, good for that advantage. 24.
Okay. You get up. You get up into the lobby. There's not it's not much going on here. Looks like the doors no longer lock. This place has been into before, you can tell, and that just kind of looks like the lobby of a what at one time would have been a busy sort of business complex. You find the elevators that no longer function and the stairs that actually lead to the upper floors. But it's a pretty big building. Let's figure out how many floors. Okay. And when I say it's a pretty big building, I mean it's huge. It's giant. And that it is 57 stories.
It was. Oh boy. Okay.
David,
Mm-hmm.
as you said, we're in the lobby. Just to clarify, what is the structure like on this level? Is it like all glass? Is it like what kind of thing are we looking at here?
So you're mostly the front of it's mostly glass. Other than that, it's kind of marble.
Okay. So, do we want to go a little further up, see what there is? Do we want to like find a management office, see if there's anything useful, like we did at the that residential place? Or do we want to just head back down to the parking garage with the truck and like keep there for the night?
I'd be in favor of checking out the building. Sorry, Lay. There's salvage that we might be able to get, and if we can get up to a rooftop, we can start to get the lay of the land, look for scouts, figure out how we're going to get a scout off of a rooftop of another building.
Good shit.
Yep.
What you got, like?
What time of day is it right now?
It's pretty late. You guys pushed it to get here.
Does the building have power at all? I know you said the mechanism didn't.
The lobby doesn't seem to have any power.
Okay. How are our humans doing visibility wise?
It's
Mac of Jade.
it is dark. Sun is down. It is also cloudy, so
The chance of me.
it is dark. And you're in a building with no power, so just keep adding on to how dark it is. There is no light here. So yeah, without dark vision, you are straight blind.
I will I'll like pivot my moontooth spade in my hand and like, hey Mac, grab all of this. I won't walk you into a wall.
Mac has goggles.
Does Mac have goggles? Wait, did you make goggles? Of course you did. I forgot that last session. Then I will not do that.
It's still considerate, I guess.
It is.
Would have
It's
been
a
so
nice
appreciated.
damn thing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no, why do I even bother? Nope.
No.
Jade had forgotten because the bag of holding got undone and goggles got made. Now I'm remembering. So
Wait, bag of holding got what now?
Simon like dispelled the bag of holding he had made that we used in the mining facility, the one that made Jade go because Jade is a fucking dork, and made some goggles of night for Mac instead.
Okay. So Liz is, to all this is gonna say, I think, considering the time of day, we should probably pick one floor. So this floor that we've already looked at, we should make sure that we have all the entrances and all the doorways, stairways, everything secure. Maybe even we can hunker down with the truck if that's even more secure for us, because we'll have the turret with us in case people try to come at us. And then in the morning we can start exploring the building and set up.
If before we settle for the night, I want to see if there is like a management office with like a map of the building, like exits, like fire exits and stuff like that, like there was in the residential one, just to like help us with clearing the place through tomorrow. See if there is that roof access Mac was talking about. David,
Okay.
with that solid perception check, is there like a management office or like a front desk kind of a vibe in this lobby?
There is a front desk. You get to it. There's some. You kind of dust it off. There's some blank screens
Mm.
on it. There's doesn't seem to be a paper directory or anything like that.
Wait,
Yeah.
can we use one of your little capacitors, see if it'll wake it up?
Yeah.
There shouldn't be too much light.
Take out one of the small ones, and I'll try and see. Well,
like Tinker Tools.
I'll help because I have Tinker Tools. I'm not proficient, but I can help. I hope.
Then you're
can't
there helping, but no advantage is
Okay.
provided.
Alright. Yeah, it makes sense. I know.
23.
Okay. Using, you said, one of the smaller capacitors?
Yeah, just to see, because don't want to put like too much juice into it in case it blows it.
Okay. So the smaller ones are, they're not really to provide power for an object. They were kind of more to make sure power flow is stable and continuous.
Okay.
So using that with the Tinker Tools, I'll say you kind of are attaching it to little parts here and there, and you're figuring out what you'll need to power up.
Okay.
And getting working on sort of jury rigging that. It's going to take you probably a couple of hours.
On seeing the amount of work that it's going to take, just like, we can do this in the morning. Let's settle down for the night, do this when it's like daytime, go from there.
Right. Might
Back
be
to the
safer
truck?
might be safer when we know the place a bit more and make sure that there's no one here.
Well, that's what I kind of wanted to get into the system for, but yeah. But like I said, let's settle down for the night, keep watch, like you said, got the turret on the truck if everything goes to shit.
Alright.
Head back down to the truck.
Okay, so you're just camping at the truck, not really doing anything else.
Are there any... Is it as... You know how sometimes with places that aren't exactly visited very often are covered with, blankets or tarps or sheets of some kind. Are there any sheets that I can find? Anywhere? Okay, cool.
No, it doesn't look like anyone was doing long-term parking underneath this business center.
It was more to find sheets to like set up kind of like as makeshift walls around the place, but if that's not gonna work, then okay.
Yeah, no. Maybe in some of the upper floors, maybe there was a law office there, and they converted one of the cubicles into a little nap room or something. If you wanted to check something like that, that would be unheard of. But
hey, maybe we can find some curtains. Who knows? But whatever.
For the morning.
So yeah, I still go by my previous suggestion. Should we switch our night watches?
What do you want to switch them to?
Occasionally. No, just occasionally switch so that different people have different opportunities to have a night watch together.
I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Who's having first watch today? You still need to have the first watch though, don't you? Because of elf trancing
Yeah,
stuff. Who do you want on
I
watch
can do
with?
that.
Who wants to go? Who wants to take first watch with Lay? Because that, yeah, Sarah's just posted the last watch routine, but Lay just doesn't want to be on watch with Larry all the time. And you know what? They're valid.
Yes.
Is Larry still?
I
Is
assume
Larry
Larry's
still
having
That's
a,
true. Larry
Larry's
is
having
still there. I forgot about Larry, you guys.
he's having a quiet day. It's
Mhm.
fine. He's been very stealthy and having a quiet day. What's up, Tom?
I'll go with Light.
Okay. So the current watch is you guys are on a 4-watch system,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like monsters. So
Wow, that just
wait.
judgment without any sort of explanation.
I
Mhm.
will grab the second watch with Lay
Okay.
today.
All right.
Mac, you were on third watch. Do you want to have it with Larry or with Simon or with Marius?
Not Larry, please.
Oh, Simon and Larry are going to do watch together.
Okay.
Oh wait, does Larry have to do the first watch? David, because his weird sleeping shit with the shadow stuff, or can he go last? Can he go last?
He can go last. Yeah, he can.
Okay.
He can either go first or last.
I
as
thought
a-
that he.
as a
I wish he
captain.
could fuck off.
Okay, so Larry's on.
Oh, Larry.
Gotta be last. So Mac does not want to do watch with Larry, so he's on third. Who else is on third?
Who's on third?
Me apparently? I don't know.
Yeah, I think Marius and Mac are on third watch. If that works for Marius, as long as Marius can. Yeah, Marius was on third. No.
I was on second. Like, I don't fucking know what's going on, man.
I don't know how this works. I don't know what the rules are for the long rest, and I don't know how a 4-watch schedule
I
goes.
I
So
I
whatever.
believe the classification for spellcasters is it has to be just your general long rest can involve a thing such as a watch if it's low activity, but if shit happens, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Actually, rules is written. You have 2 hours of light activity in the middle of your 8 hours of long rest. This is just rest, not sleep. And as long as you don't spend more than 59 minutes in strenuous activity, you can theoretically fight. Rules is written the entire time. It's of course up to DM purview, and everybody does it a little.
So Marius could do third watch with Mac and rules is written and be okay.
Because else, man, D&D watches is gonna be a thing.
So there we go. So Lay and Gerty, Lay and Riz, Mac and Marius, Simon and Larry.
All right. Does anyone have anything? So Gertie Lay, is there anything on this watch that needs to be discussed?
Lay is gonna awkwardly sit and not prompt anything. For now.
You're being awkward, like.
Yeah, I. Yeah, I know. I am.
Bye.
I'm always like this. I, we don't talk normally, so I
We
don't
are
know what
talking.
to say. Yeah, and it's yeah. Is that is that arm doing well for you?
like
I'm
the thought of
sorry.
Lay doing that in character, just like
Probably mild face palm. Red faced. Well,
purple faced.
purple faced. Yeah. Kind of.
You got something, Simon?
Good talk.
I was just flexing my hand. I'm
Okay,
sorry. I
just
caught
checking.
myself doing that too.
Mm. So, Gerty and Lay awkwardly spend their watch being terrible at small talk.
I love you, Tom.
I know you do.
And so it moves on to Lay and Riz. Anything that needs to be discussed?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
So once like Gertie's fallen asleep again, just gonna be like swinging my legs a little bit and just go over to Lay and just like, so that shit with Simon this morning.
Yeah. That was
Fucking weird.
yeah. I mean, I want to talk.
No. Look, none of us in this group are like what I call the fucking apex of normal. But like somewhere Mac twitches in her sleep and Riz but like I mean, we've got normal for ourselves.
Yeah.
And that was like not what Simon's normally like. He doesn't talk like that.
He doesn't normally talk very much.
No, I know. It's part of why I like hanging out with him. Like, it's fucking
Yeah.
easy.
That's true. He doesn't expect anything from you.
No, like, it's not complicated.
Yeah.
This is complicated. And I don't know what to make of it.
Do you think he's alright?
What, the guy with the fuck off scar on the side of his head that talks like very little and has like clearly bug shit. Have you seen that guy wake up? Like, nah, he's not alright. Alright for him? Sorry, I can see Alex and Sarah in Zoom. And it's like,
yeah.
like-
Sometimes you know when you ask a question or say something, and then as soon as you said it,
you like
you know you regret.
realize,
Yeah.
like
So yeah.
like most days. I think whatever Simon's deal is, there's a lot of it that we don't know, and that's fine. But this is, if this is the tip of an iceberg, then we got to fucking keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
I don't.
yeah, we don't know him very well. Which I mean, we know him a bit from.
Yeah, but like, I don't know you very well. I don't know any of you very well. Like, I'm not going to hold that against Simon.
No, of course not.
He's done nothing but help us since we found him.
Exactly.
And we found him in really shitty circumstances.
And that's exactly why I want to, I mean, as you said, keep an eye on him and maybe help if we can. Whatever we can do,
Like,
really, if he needs it.
If he turns out to be dangerous, then I think we can take care of it. But like, that voice didn't strike me as dangerous, more like disturbingly chipper, which, you know, I've met people like that before, and that's tolerable. But we just got to keep an eye out. Yeah.
Can I, in hindsight, insight that?
What?
In hindsight check.
I will let you roll something.
In
Go
hindsight.
ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll.
Just a d20?
Yeah, just roll an insight.
Oh, insight, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. 26.
Okay, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Fair check.
Excuse me?
That's a 16.
Okay. What do I do? What's that DC at? Yeah. In hindsight, you weren't really paying attention to his mannerisms well enough to draw anything of it. You kind of catch your imagination starting to get the better of you, but you know, no new information to be had.
Okay. That's interesting.
So,
Okay.
yeah, no. I suppose one thing, either we mention the weather around him again, or we never mention the weather around him again.
I think maybe we just need to. What you said was actually something that we need to maybe start doing more. We need to get to know each other more, all of us, if we're going to be spending a
Yeah.
lot of time out here together to survive.
Yeah.
At the very least, we need to know what ticks each other off, what, you know, or what pleases each other, you know?
That's a
Just...
really odd choice of phrasing, way, but I get what you're saying. I don't.
no. Why you too? It was going
What?
so
Look,
well.
Riz is ace as fuck. They're not. Their mind's not going to where everybody else's motherfucking mind went.
then what could that have meant?
I look, like, I get what you're saying, all right, and I don't think you're wrong. Like, this is what Marius and Mac were saying, like, the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, we're in agreement. We'll keep an eye on Simon, and like, we need to make a decision about whether or not weather conversation is a good idea or a bad idea. Because we were talking about the weather, and then he fucking talked about the weather in a really fucking weird way. So
Maybe we can do it again when the three of us are alone together, like
all right,
last time.
okay. Repeat the circumstances and see if we get the same result. That's basically science. Oh no, right. Good nature. Tell me something about yourself, Lay.
I, I mean, shit.
It doesn't have to be
ask me a
something
question.
complicated.
I like. I don't.
I believe in you. You want me to ask you a specific question? All right. What's your idea of a perfect breakfast?
Oh, something that has something that has a little bit of everything in it, I guess, if possible. But if not, then obviously berries. Berries are good. Anything with citrus, because those are really good for your health.
What the fuck is a citrus?
Berries.
Citrus berries?
No.
You're the druid. Yeah, look, you know what? You probably know loads of fucking fruit I've never heard of.
Fruit, berries, citrus, vegetables, meat.
All right, yeah, okay.
Eggs.
Well, I don't know how much like we're gonna find of that, but next time we do breakfast, I'll see what I can manage.
We can. Well, I can. I mean, next time we're out there, I can try and hunt something. Maybe a little game.
All right. You want to ask me a question?
What's something you like to do that calms your mind?
Oh, that's easy. And I reach into my bag of holding and I pull out some of my paper, my brushes, and I'll do Lay's like Elias in Goblin.
Oh,
It's your name. There you go. I sort of awkwardly shove the piece of paper at them.
I take it. I like it.
Let it dry first. Yeah, well,
Fine,
Goblin's like the language is fucking amazing, and most people don't have the first fucking clue how to read it, let alone fucking write in it. But thank you. Except Gerty, but she's a nosy fuck, so.
Well, I'll reach over and like almost grab the what did you use? A quill or a brush
It's a
or what?
brush. Think like
Brush,
the way it's like those Japanese ink brushes, and
Yeah.
they do like that kind of calligraphy.
Okay. I
Good,
almost
you're
grab
doing
it,
it,
but
but
I
you're doing
don't
it.
grab it.
Yeah,
Like, it's-
no.
Then I'll pull out like a quill or something, and I'll just write just at the edge of a little piece of paper. In Undercommon, I'll write Riz.
What does that mean?
That's Riz in
All
my
right.
language.
Oh, red. Well, I don't even read fucking common, so.
Well, there you go. That's Undercommon for you.
Cool. And I sort of tear that little bit off the piece of paper and like shove it in like one of the little pockets on my. I'll like shove it in the pocket of my pants. All right.
All right.
All right. Okay, so
Sorry, that went on a little bit longer than I thought.
no worries.
I was
Yeah, it was
man,
fun.
I like that.
Okay.
That was great.
I
Ah.
liked it, Jade. Thank you.
So I will say during y'all's watch, a fog does begin to move in at the start of it, and by the end of it, it is thunderstorming.
Ooh.
Just in time for Marius to wake up.
Mm-hmm. So Marius and Mac.
Yeah, I'll volunteer to wake up Mac at the end of the watch, which is I will go over to Mac and sort of lean over like I did with Simon that time and gently like tap her on the forehead until she wakes up. Just like, and then you get the full like cat's eyes in the dark, like big yellow eyes looking down at you.
Ah! Oh, hi. My watch.
Night watch.
Ah, yeah.
I won't wake you up that way next time. Duly noted.
It's fine. That's. Oh, good morning. That's just how it is.
Yeah, weather's turning to shit. So, thunder, fog. Is the fog coming in through like the open doorway, or is it coming up off the water from below us? Or both?
Probably both. It's very
Okay.
foggy in here.
Okay. Lay can wake up Marius.
Hey, Marius. Marius.
Yeah.
It's your turn. Good morning. It's your turn.
Yeah, morning. Thanks.
Yeah.
David,
Mm-hmm.
being a very light sleeper, would I wake up when it starts storming for real? Could I wake up?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have Simon kind of wake up at the thunder and look around, and then roll over out of his bedroll, get into one of his bags, dig something out, and then go find Marius real quick and put a little boxy item in his hand and hold up and demonstrate how you put headphones on, and then put them on him and start playing some dwarven rock music from I don't know however long ago, and just kind of like it'll help with the thunder, and then he's gonna go lay back down.
You have dwarven rock music? You have headphones? What?
Mm-hmm.
That is the least surprising thing that
Very
Simon has done.
long
Listen,
time.
while you are all making post-apocalypse characters, I just made like a pirate cleric. Listen, to me, everything is surprising.
I
It's
love
good to have
this.
variety.
Okay, so
Meanwhile-
I this doesn't help with watches, but that's cool.
Meanwhile, I think for the first time during this entire campaign, Elise is gonna have proper shelter from the rain while falling asleep to its sound.
Don't you want to go outside?
It rained.
Yeah.
It rained. It's rained other days, but yeah.
Oh,
Temperature wise, it's still it's probably not like go outside and play in the rain.
Mm.
Um,
No, but they're gonna enjoy the sound of rain as they go to sleep. So that's, or trance rather. But yeah, that's me.
and yeah. Oh, I will say you who was on the first watch? Gerty and Lay, you did have the pleasant feeling of having 100% humidity during your watch,
Oh,
but
that made things all the better for the conversation.
You're
Just
really
everyone's
sweating.
sweaty and uncomfortable. Title of my border biography.
It's my middle name.
Sweaty and uncomfortable.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess I'm just sitting with headphones partially on. I'll just do that thing, being just a nervous shit still, but nothing overly bad because I rolled really well.
Okay. Yeah, nothing's particularly, you're not hearing much in the way of wind. It's just a lot of rain with kind of interrupted by the occasional um, lightning strike. And which is for our Oklahoma folks, it's definitely not an Oklahoma thunderstorm. I don't know if you've lived in other areas of the country, but yeah, you're having like a lightning strike like every, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, kind of thing. The rain's heavy, but it's not super windy. It's just and yeah, is there anything that Mac and Marius need to talk about?
Was having Sarah roll, but I don't know what she rolled.
An 8,
Marius,
friend.
yeah, because Marius is not really trying to hide that. Now everyone is asleep, but
How well are you failing to hide that?
I don't
Get
know. I don't know what I roll for failing.
If you're not
Disadvantage.
trying to hide it, I would say, if it depends on how visible the display would be. Is it a is it very easy or is it easy to tell how you feel?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a great question. Because he's like fucking chill as fuck. So I guess it's like both very easy and not very hard at the same time. But I'm gonna say, especially, he's like weirdly quiet and definitely kind of twitchy. Like
Which is very different from his normal vibe.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's like he can be quiet, but he usually is kind of talkative a little.
So yeah, I put that at probably a very easy DC. So a DC of 5.
Woohoo! You can beat
So that 8 does it. Marius is, nervous, visibly upset by this thunderstorm.
Now, actually, question here for you, Marius. Is it clear you're upset at the thunderstorm? Are you cringing at the thunder and that kind of stuff? Or are you just generally upset and on lockdown?
He's the entire day's been a little weird, but it's definitely picked up. It's definitely just, when it gets really loud. He would have maybe like already had a bit of foresight, which is why I make you specific.
Okay. So you are listening to headphones?
Partially, one ear off. So I do have to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what? Fuck you guys. I don't care.
I'll be ears, you be eyes. We'll get this together.
I'm just gonna be
No,
fruit.
I'm gonna come sit next to you for a minute because usually Mac will pace around when she's on watch, but she'll come sit down next to you, elbow you gently. Hey,
What? Sorry.
you're not looking like you're doing so great, man.
I'm fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
You don't look fine.
I mean, do we ever in this we're sort of running and traveling and doing things? I don't.
I mean, it's a good point, but yeah, you look fine a lot of the time, but not right now. What's up?
Um, you know how I talked about the shield and the ship and the the ship went down in a thunderstorm. So it's a lot.
Was it any better on dry land?
A little. It's the sound you can still kind of hear underwater even. It's yeah. It's not making me feel great. But I'll
Yeah,
be
that
fine.
makes sense.
I'll
What
be
helps?
fine.
What helps?
Waiting till the thunder passes.
Anything in the meantime? People do all kinds of stuff to deal with stress. Is that what the music's about?
I don't know. Simon handed me these.
That is some weird fucking music, Marius.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know like a lot of music, but I'm not quite sure what this is about.
Is it helping?
A little.
Maybe staying as present as possible will help. Maybe if you do something with your hands, work on something, fix something, that helps me stay away from places I don't want to go back to.
I sometimes make things, but that's loud. I blacksmith a little. I don't I don't think keeping everyone up to make me feel better is gonna help.
Yeah, you made your shield, right?
Yeah, from the ship's bell. Little.
Tell, tell me to fuck off if you don't want to tell me this, but how'd you get the bell? Aren't they pretty if the ship went down?
Woke up with it beside me. I don't know.
Cool.
I figure maybe the traveler has something to do with it. I don't know, but it's a nice keepsake.
Yeah, like you and the traveler are pretty tight, right?
I don't know about that. I feel like Riz, from what I've heard, is much better at talking to the traveler. Maybe I don't know how
Really?
that works.
There's somebody Riz is better at talking to?
I mean, they talk. They seem to talk a lot to the traveler. I don't know. I just sort of. I don't know how this works usually. I just it it seems like I go where I need to be going.
Yeah, Box was a little like that. They always followed the traveler in sort of a way I didn't really understand, but it seemed like it got them where they needed to be. Maybe you'll get where you need to be.
That's what I'm hoping.
Let me know if there's anything I can do. Oh, hey, I wanted to ask you about this. Is Gertie being weird or is that just me? Like, did you see the way she stared at you this morning when you were drinking coffee?
It was kind of hard to miss.
Yeah, what's that about? And then you guys went off scouting together. You okay? I've been talking to her a little about trust, and I'm hoping things are getting better, but I don't know what her deal is.
I don't know either. She seems just um a little bad at just trusting people, which I guess is fair. That
She-
happens.
Yeah, definitely. I think she had people before and doesn't anymore, and that always makes it harder. Keep me posted, okay? I I would really like to trust her, but I don't yet.
Yeah, I will. I think we all deal with it a little differently, and I think it's gonna be okay as long as we keep on talking. Which you're doing great, by the way. I know you're usually kind of not that person, but
I clap you on the shoulder and begin to pace around on watch again. See you, buddy.
oh god, it got personal. Nope.
He directly mentioned feelings that aren't just his. I'm out. But I will kind of keep an eye on Marius as I'm keeping an eye on her surroundings, David. If he goes, we'll let him on an eye on him.
Okay. All right. So, last watch, if there's nothing else. Larry and Simon. Simon, anything you need to talk to Larry about?
Not in particular. I mean, gonna kind of keep an eye on him. I understand we had a real hard time waking him up last time, so
He wakes up easily this time.
Alright.
And in what is probably um, well, may mechanically be helpful. I don't know how people feel about having a dog made out of shadow stuff sit next to him while he sleeps, observe what's going on around. But yeah, you wake him up, the dog disappears, and yeah. So let's see, what time is it now? When's the sun come up? My people upstairs are doing something. But okay.
Entering sounds like.
All right. So yeah. He wakes up pretty easily. The start of your watch, it's still dark out. It's still raining. It's still foggy. So just so everyone is aware, that means the fog in it, the low light, and all of that fun stuff is putting disadvantage on the perception checks, which translates to a -5 on your passives. Just so everyone is aware of how I roll with that. Hasn't seemed to make much of a difference right now, but just so people's know. Yeah, Larry's pretty okay with just watching in mostly silence. At the start of it, not having done watch with you before, he'll probably just kind of uh, is there a particular way you want to do this, or or are you watching that way and I'm watching this way, or we doing walkarounds? What's the
one of us stays at the fire, one of us walks around. It's usually how I do it.
Oh, okay.
By the
Alright.
fire, I mean the camp area, because we might not actually have a fire, just like near the party.
Mm-hmm. It would probably be difficult to. You probably didn't have enough time to get any supplies for a fire for tonight, and with how humid it is and how rainy, it would probably be difficult to get one going. The with blankets and the shelter and whatnot that you have, you're probably you're fine. You don't have to have a fire. It doesn't get that cold. Um,
If folks did want to have a fire, I could have used destroy water to dry up
Mhm.
the shit we need to burn. So
I don't think we needed it tonight though, with the how warm and humid it was. But good to know.
yeah, okay.
okay. All right. So yeah, nothing really going on for about the first hour of your watch. As the sun begins to come out and you're starting to get a little bit of natural light down in here, you see in something of a brief shadow kind of move. Uh, a little distance away from the fire truck. Seems to be a few cars over, kind of thing.
Humanoid animal.
Can't tell.
Is it acting like it sees me?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna hang out and watch it for a little while and see what it does.
Okay. You don't see much else of the shadow. It was very, very brief. Um,
Okay. Well, I guess I hang out there for 3 or 4 minutes, and if I don't see it again, I start going back on my round. But I will find
you can.
Larry.
So the idea is you're looking for the shadow. You're not approaching where you saw it go. You're just seeing if you see it again.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not approaching where it goes because I don't have Larry, so I can't just be like, I'm gonna go over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm afraid that in the time it would take me to like go back and tell him and then go over and do it, they'd either be gone or whatever. So I'm gonna hang out and watch it, like where I think I saw them go for like 2 or 3 minutes and see if I see them come back out.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't, then I'm just gonna go back on my loop, and when I find Larry again, I will tell him I saw something moving in the shadows out.
Sorry,
Near.
this would have been while you were staying at the camp and Larry was looking around.
Oh,
This is
well,
near the camp.
shit. Okay, then yeah, no, I guess I get up and go investigate, cause yeah, can't be having that near the camp.
Okay. As you're going to investigate, the floor in here is pretty dry. It's not raining heavy enough to really cause like a big, like, it's not like flash flooding down here or anything like that. It's just kind of draining in and then falling down to the lower levels.
Okay.
But what you do notice on your approach is some sort of puddle footprint kind of things.
Survival to identify if it's humanoid or animal, and also track.
Okay.
14. Woo!
Okay. Large. Can't really tell humanoid or animal. Um, you do find kind of a good outline of one of the prints, and you see like some what it seems to be bipedal, and you see like a little bit of a scrape of like a claw.
Okay.
But you don't know what it is. You've never seen a footprint like this before.
I guess I will put my goggles on and limber the double barrel. Go poke around and see if I can find it anywhere, like relatively close to where we're camping, because you were saying it was like 20, 30 feet away, and I'll go 20, 30, 40 feet further than that total.
Okay, so you're kind of trying to sneak up.
I have no sneak at all. I am not
Okay.
trying to make like overt noises or anything, but it's Simon. He's probably just kind of walking around with his flashlight and his shotgun.
Okay, so you got the flashlight out. That's helping in kind of the short distance. But the light kind of, as it diffuses along, actually makes it harder to see longer distances.
It would be one of those things where he'd flip it on real quick to look around the immediate area with his eyes and see what he could see, and probably like examine the footprint, and then after that probably switch to the goggles to see further in general.
Okay, so give me a perception check with disadvantage.
I rolled an 18 and an 18, so that's a 23.
Okay. Um, okay. Okay. So it takes you a little while, and you eventually find some. You kind of go to where you initially saw it. You got the flashlight. It's off, and you kind of bring it up and shine between these two cars real quick. And there's a large puddle of water on the ground. Whatever it was seems to have moved. You see the dust is disturbed on the hood of the car to your right, and in this puddle of water you see some of Lay's things.
That's bait. I look up.
Nothing up.
I very carefully withdraw and make my way back to the camp to inform Larry that we have something that seems to be at least amphibious, bipedal, never seen its prints before, and it's stealing our shit.
Okay. Uh, should we wake everyone else up?
Ah. How far until we're finished with the watch?
You're getting pretty close. This is like the last hour of the watch that you noticed it. So it's one of those, theoretically, you could wake everyone up and everyone could still get a long rest in because you have that hour of where you could fight. Everyone still has that. So.
Okay. Then yeah, actually, I guess I am gonna have everybody, like, wake everybody up, because if I'm not gonna actually fuck up their long sleep schedule, then let's do that in case this pops off. So yes, wake them up. And I will go around and very gently, like, kneel down next to people and put my hand on their shoulder and just kind of gently shake.
All right. And as people are being woken up, Elias, you are aware of what's going on around you the whole time. So pretty much, once people are getting woken up, you just come out of your trance, and your traveling bags are gone.
All of them, or just mine?
Just yours.
my wait, my bag of holding and my stuff?
Yeah.
Motherfucker! Where is this thing?
When I hear
Where is it?
Elias freaking out, I check my stuff too.
It's all there.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Has been replaced by sand. I know this trick, David.
Been replaced by water.
Can I try and look around where, like, around me and see if there, like, if I can figure out what came and took my shit and where it might have gone, like, from my position in particular.
Sure. Give me a survival check.
Yay! That's, I think, a dirty 20. Can't take that from me.
Dirty 20. All right. It's a bit it's kind of easy to an extent to see some of these tracks and whatnot because of the water. Now there's a lot of water, so some of them it's just like a little puddle and stuff. But so around you, you don't see much. You just see kind of some dripping of water and stuff like that. As it seems to have moved away in the direction that Alex had, or not, Simon had been looking in previously, you see these same kind of footprints, these long four-toed footprints. You see a little bit of a claw mark, and you have seen footprints like this before. In the aftermath of a fight,
Yes.
when you first met Larry, that strange frog creature.
We're Toad.
Guess who's back?
Back again. Larry's back.
Well, no, because it was a fucking demon thing, right?
Yep.
It was pissed at us.
Yep.
Guys, we
You
fought this shit before.
Or something.
We fought this. What did we steal?
Soviet Russia. The last time we countered this thing that you now told us about out loud.
Of course.
Isn't.
Yeah.
It wanted something back.
But what?
We didn't know then what it was.
We at least now know that Elias.
But what did they have?
The frog? The little frog thing? Maybe?
Didn't we ask?
Oh, Simon, Elias as a little frogman in a box.
Seems to be like an accountant or something, always doing paperwork.
Like a banker?
The frog. The frog wants to date her.
Wait, guys,
yes.
focus. Can we?
Right.
That thing was like really difficult to fight, and if it's around,
it's pretty stupid. Don't worry about it, Simon.
Let's go find it.
Smart bear.
Wait, so did we finally stuff now or what? I don't know. No. Cool.
Maybe he just took the thing and no.
Oh no, I know where your stuff is.
What?
It's right over there. It's in a pile.
Start heading over.
That sounds like a trap. Stop.
Wait.
I stop.
Thank you.
You two,
That's
Gerty.
exactly what I said, and why I came to wake you all up.
I think we should go together. Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe figure out if something got taken before trying to draw conclusions, because I don't know if that's useful.
I like it. All right, let's
Oh.
go.
Okay.
You got something, Lay?
Doesn't matter right now.
Okay. So you get to the area, and it's some of your stuff. It's by no means all of your stuff.
Okay.
There's just like some of the tools and stuff that you have. You see one of the large capacitors.
No. Okay. Fun.
How deep is this puddle? Is it just like really shallow? Is it like how big is the puddle? Deep is the puddle?
It's pretty shallow. Looks like imagine someone who just like gotten out of a swimming pool was just standing over here for about 5 minutes.
Gotcha.
And is there any source of deeper water anywhere?
Down below you, the parking garage is flooded.
Right. I can either go ahead and take a look myself. I can turn into something that can swim, or
Maybe no.
or I could send my own creatures to go take a look and come back, and I can maybe try and speak with them.
That's smarter.
Yeah, we shouldn't go off by ourselves, even if we suddenly turn into whatever you were gonna turn into.
Okay.
So as a
Should I
group, head to
send-
the edge of the water, like the flooded section.
Should I send where is it? So I can send 8 beasts that are like snakes. I can send 8 snakes, or I can maybe send gators.
Send gators.
And
Because
those
they're
would be...
like gators are good because they can be on the water and they have a swim speed, so they can like go down and
They can also jump.
Yeah.
Crocodile. That's what I can send.
Yeah.
I can send 4. Ooh, wow. Okay.
There you go.
And they're Fae, I think. So, David, if I talk to them, it'd have to be in Sylvan, correct?
It has the statistics of the creature. It's a Fey spirit. It's not more intelligent than a normal crocodile is, so it doesn't speak language.
They
Okay.
obey commands given with the wording of conjure animals. They just know what you want them to do.
Okay. Well, how can I tell them to tell me shit?
You
Do
can
I have to speak to animals to do that? But I think that's also concentration. Speak with animals. No, it isn't.
Well, there you go.
Okay. I guess like I've kept my last slot always open. I only prepare 9 spells a day. So I'm using my last open slot to prepare speak with animals, and then I'm going to cast conjure animals to bring out 4 alligators to go deeper into the water. And I'm going to tell them to scout out for me, look for any signs of life, I guess, yeah. And then come back to me.
All right. So this is crocodile from the monster manual, yeah?
Yeah, 19 HP each.
Oh boy. Okay. Are they splitting up? Are they staying together?
I'll have them split up in equal distances, equal directions, I guess. And there's 4 of them, so kind of like branch out.
It's a concentration spell, right?
Yeah, up to an hour.
Okay. Okay, so you hear a short struggle, some splashing of water, and then nothing.
Do I feel the spell drop?
Not yet.
Do they need to hear me to be recalled back? Because it says I can just they obey any verbal commands that you issue them. Okay, so they probably have to hear me.
So they're down. You guys are on like the floor right below. The flooding starts at so you can go down to 3 stories underground, and then it's flooded starting at the 4th down. You don't know how far down it goes. So
Gotcha.
if you're staying up on the 1st floor, you could yell things to them. You could hear that.
You're muted, Jade.
Thanks. We said we went down to the edge of the water as a group. Like
Yes.
to the closest, like to the staircase, I guess, of the flooded level. So
Oh, I didn't hear that part. Okay.
yeah, no, we're all there, and Leia's like, so we're all there backing Leia up, and she literally like, so they literally summoned the Crocs in the water, so we're all down on that level.
You hear another short struggle before it's over.
And this is all underwater?
This is some splashing kind of it sounds like it's at least partially on the surface.
Can we
but it's in the
see
water.
it? Oh, in the water, okay. And the water's murky or something?
Yeah, it's real gross and dirty.
Okay.
Have you changed orders or anything?
If they... You said I can shout to them?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna recall, I'm gonna yell at them to come back to shore.
Okay.
And see what that does.
So I'm imagining 4 crocodiles. Instead of the stairs, I'm thinking you more like walked around where you can drive down. So you just have that ramp that just goes into water.
Yeah. Is it kind of like the spiral parking?
All right. Yeah. So roll me an initiative check real quick for your crocodiles.
Okay. Bad. 4.
Okay.
I use their dex, right? Yeah. 4.
Mm-hmm. So how many you've heard 3, you said 4. How many struggles have you heard? 2?
2, yeah.
Okay. All right. So 4. Okay. All right. The what your dark vision 60 feet, right? So
yeah, I think so.
The 4th basement floor is it's if it's about 10 feet tall, it's flooded at starting about like the 7-foot line.
Okay.
And you see one crocodile begin to kind of swim up at the edge of that 60-foot vision before it is you see sort of a clawed hand come out and grab it kind of by the neck and just yank it underwater. And you see some struggling, some bubbling of water, and you you feel the concentration end as it is the last of the crocodiles to die.
Alas.
They're dead. They're all dead. That was the last of them. Whatever we're looking for, they're down there.
Right. The question is, like, Lay, what exactly are you missing? Because, like, if it could come up and get your stuff and it didn't kill you, then it didn't want to kill you.
I'm missing everything except for some of my tools and one of the
What is
capacitors.
everything?
Like, I mean, aside from like your bedroll, it's not going to be what in that. Like, what have you got that it might have wanted?
I mean, I've got the frog in the box, but I don't think it has any need for accounting.
You don't know. It might be in a large debt, and it really needs a good accountant. Okay.
Take out a loan or something. I've got an onyx dagger. We picked up a magic scroll. I've got the construct crystals. Bags of mechanical parts. I've got parts of a dwarven miner that I collected. I've got dwarf stones. I've got a machine gun, and my tools and a potion.
Some of those items will never catch me off. Like, will always catch me off guard. You know, parts of a dwarven miner, a machine gun.
Sarah.
So, David, given the way that we structure camp and given people sleeping positions, is it likely that Lay was robbed? Like, if I was a thief and I just wanted to steal something, would Lay have been an easy target, or were they located more near the center of the group and harder to rob them than somebody else?
You didn't really go into that, so Lay, high or low?
Low as will go.
Okay. They were they would have been one of the easier people to get to.
I don't say.
And Lay, I would like you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I'm fine. Natural 16 plus 7, 20
I
stuff. 23.
I honestly don't want to fight a frogman with a gun. Might not turn out well.
We need
Okay.
to get the stuff back. We can't just leave them.
So
Friends and-
Lay, you take half of 8 damage.
Oh!
Ah!
I'm taking damage, or am I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As you begin to get a very intense headache, you all see as Lay's nose is kind of starting to breathe, and after images of something are kind of flashing in your eyes as you close, and you close your eyes to kind of this intense migraine, and in front of you, slowly, a clear image of a contract appears, and your name begins to glow brightly.
Oh,
You
yep.
feel
Oh.
an
Egg's gone.
intense desire to get your things back.
The egg.
Yeah.
That was what I was
Oh,
putting my hand up to
shit.
ask. Had the
Fuck.
egg gone?
Why do we have the... Oh, fuck, the fucking
Because someone
egg.
wanted really fancy horseshoes. Shut up. Mr.
That's why.
Mr. Dwarven Metal Hands, stop
You-
it.
It doesn't mean that's what they were after, but you definitely want that egg back.
I think it was...
Oh,
Wasn't it after us before we... No, because
No,
Larry
it was
showed up.
after.
It was after.
Right
Larry
after,
showed up.
too.
As
Baby
Lay's
frogman.
nose starts bleeding, I kind of like pull a handkerchief out of one of my pockets and like reach up and like dab at their face.
All right. And with that excellent dab, I will end it there.
Oh,
The realization had
oh God.
Evil. This is evil.
Ugh.
All of this is evil.
I now know what happens when a contract is at
Orkin.
threat of failing.
Your brain starts bleeding, apparently.
My brain starts bleeding. Cataract, what the fuck? I mean, that's very respectable, man, but holy shit. I need that egg back, you guys.
Yeah.
And
Don't
on
be
that
so
No,
Egotistical.
well,
Excitable.
yeah, yeah. On that delightful cliffhanger of Lay having an urge to go fucking scuba diving to get an egg back. Thank you for joining us for the stream. Please join us next Monday for Weavers of Marana. We haven't got anything for a couple of Fridays, not this Friday or the next 2 Fridays, though we may possibly have a one-shot coming. We don't know yet, to be confirmed. No details, but if something is coming to fill up a Friday, we'll tweet about it, obviously, and it'd be great to have you with us. But next thing on Natural Ruckus will be Weavers a week today.
Yeah, we'll fill you in.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So,
Oh.
Bye. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, here's the button.
pro streaming.